Having finished the color, start the cut at the rear area where a vertical part was made previously. Start cutting on one side of the nape, cutting over the skin with a slight inclination towards the ear. Flip the hair in order to polish the rear hairline area. Bring down the next section, cutting at the level of the previous length. Continue bringing down layers, taking the hair to behind the ear, very close to the skin and always cutting to the same length. Bring the hair to behind the ear to blend all the layers into one. Do the same operation on the other side. Bring down small sections and cut them over the skin, leaving the area near the ear shorter. Flip the hair and polish the hairline. Comb the hair behind the ear and cut directly over the skin, always in the same position. Next, make a vertical partition at the level of the ear in order to separate the frontal area from the rear. Cut with a slight inclination towards the rear area in order to open up a hollow area near the ear. Now, cut the hair at an inclination towards the frontal area in order to clear the area of the ear, maintaining the length at the sideburn. Comb the hair on the side towards the front and scrape the area in order to soften the outline of the face while maintaining length. Do the same operation on the other side. Next, bring all of the hair from the upper area over the forehead, very neatly combed, and cut it in a curve to get more length on the right side than on the left, since this style will be combed with a part on one side. Remove excess ends. Now reduce the upper area using the length at the fringe as a reference. Take diagonal meshes between your fingers and cut them parallel to the head. Transfer this length towards the rear area, always working by diagonal meshes and cutting parallel to the head. Do the same operation, starting this time on the other side. Work by diagonal meshes until you reach the rear area. Next, use as a guide the middle upper area in order to transfer the cut towards the lower area, starting at the rear central area. Continue working towards one side by vertical meshes, reducing the cut towards the lower area and maintaining length on the upper area. Do the same operation on the other side, starting from the rear area and working the cut until you reach the frontal area. Go over the sides again. Next, use the sliding scissors technique in order to lighten the style and to add more movement to the hair. Layer by meshes at the fringe area, following the natural fall of the hair. Use the same technique at the rear area, layering from the middles to the ends in order to remove density from the hair. Continue removing thickness, this time using the cutthroat in order to not affect the structure of the cut and to lighten even more the style, since in this case the work is being done on very thick hair. Dry with your fingers, following the hair's natural direction. In these shots, you can see the finished style, very natural and contrasted, easy to wear, and with truly becoming results. You can get a less formal look by adding a bit of gel at the roots and the ends. For this style, 6 partitions have previously been made. Start applying color at the rear area. Take a thick section that is separated into 2 or 3 thinner meshes over which a soft decolorant is applied. Do this application using the back of a spatula as a support and without touching the roots. Bring down sections that are separated alternately to apply the decolorant. This technique has 2 phases. In the first phase, the meshes are lightened separately, just as we are doing now. Later, a color wash will be applied over the entire head to get detail. Continue taking wide sections that are separated alternately, then treated with decolorant. Here you can see the application once it's finished. Once this process is finished, go on to the second phase of the technique, in which a color wash in a dark reddish tone is applied to the entire head. In this way, you get light and dark areas by having previously done the decoloration on some meshes. Once the color is finished, start the cut in the frontal area. cutting in diagonal at the level of the eyebrows in order to leave the right side longer than the left side. Bring down layers from the upper area, comb them thoroughly, and cut to the level of the fringe. On the left side, bring the hair from the frontal area forward, very carefully combed over the skin, and cut vertically. Take sections from the side and bring them forward in order to cut them vertically, using the length from the first section as a guide. Do the same process on the opposite side. At the nape, set the length as the width of 2 fingers from the hairline. Cut in a single piece, keeping your fingers in a straight position, but clipping with the scissor tips. Cut first one side of the nape and then the other in this way. Blend the straight base at the nape to the side by taking the hair between your fingers and clipping with the scissor points. Blend first one side and then the other in this way. Next, layer the upper area, taking the length at the fringe as a reference and working by vertical sections. Take the hair between your fingers and cut, leaving longer the hair towards the rear. This is done by placing your fingers in a position parallel to the head. Continue layering, using the length from the fringe as a guide. Leave shorter the hair around the face and longer in the rear areas. Do the same operation on the sides. Take sections that follow the natural fall of the hair and using the length on the side as a reference. Take the hair between your fingers, placing them in a position parallel to the head in order to get less length in the frontal area and longer hair towards the rear area. Using the length on the upper area as a reference, go on to layer and cut all the layers on the rear area that will be set to the same length as the upper area, always placing your fingers in a position parallel to the head. Start at the central area and layer this area, first towards one side and then towards the other. Working by large meshes, remove weight from the ends over the entire head in order to lighten the style and add more movement, but without affecting the length. Dry with your fingers, aiming the hair forward in order to get more movement. Here you can see the finished style, a natural finish highlighted by the contrasting color created using this technique. We'll show you another variation of this style, done with the comb and gel to get a really modern finish.